Have been, had been, and will have been are used when writing or speaking in the perfect continuous tense or perfect progressive tense. In this lesson, I will explain the perfect continuous tense in the present tense, the past, and the future tenses. Let's start with the present perfect continuous tense. The verbs used in the present perfect continuous tense are have been, has been, and the main verb in the present participle. That means you add ing to the main verb to show that it's continuous or progressive. So if the main verb is play, it becomes playing, or if it's work, it becomes working. So the present perfect continuous tense shows that something started in the past and is continuing at the present time. Some examples here: I have been working at the school for a month. Have been working. So work with the ing added and have been. The auxiliary verbs for the present perfect continuous are present in the sentence, so that makes this sentence a sentence in the present perfect continuous tense. I have been working at the school for a month, and she has been working at the school for a month. Both these sentences are in the present perfect continuous tense. The present perfect continuous tense can be used to show the progress of an uncompleted action or event that started in the past until the present time. So, example, we have been working on the project for a year. So the sentence it's in the present perfect continuous tense. On some exercises, select the present perfect continuous tense. Is it I am waiting for you or I have been waiting for you? It's the second sentence. I have been waiting for you. The main verb is wait, and it becomes waiting to show that it's continuous. And have been is used with present perfect continuous tense. I blank study for 2 hours. Make this into a present perfect continuous tense statement. I have been studying for 2 hours. So study becomes studying, and we add have been in the blank. I have been studying for 2 hours. What about this one? He blank lived in the neighborhood for only a year. He has been living in the neighborhood for only a year. Select the present perfect continuous tense. I have been waiting for over an hour before she arrived, or I had been waiting for over an hour when she finally arrived. Is the first sentence. The second sentence is in the past perfect continuous tense, which brings us to the next past perfect continuous tense. The verbs we use are had been and the main verb with the ing added to show that it's continuous. Some example, when used in a question: had you been eating lunch in the classroom when the teacher arrived? I had been eating lunch in the classroom when the teacher arrived. Did you finish your lunch? Yes, I did. The teacher didn't mind. So the response, the first statement is in the past perfect continuous tense. I had been eating my lunch in the classroom when the teacher arrived. So the past perfect continuous tense focuses on past actions that were also completed in the past, whereas the present perfect focuses on past actions that started in the past and continues to the present. So that's the difference. For the past perfect, the actions are completed in the past. Some more example. I had been teaching at the school for a month before I became the school principal. Or she had been teaching at the school for a month before she became the school principal. Note that the verb had remains the same irrespective of the pronouns. So for the pronouns, the verb is had been. For the pronoun she, the verb is had been. It doesn't change to has like the present perfect progressive does. So teach becomes teaching and had been. I had been teaching at the school for a month before I became the school principal. Select the past perfect continuous tense. Is it I had been waiting for an hour when you arrived, or I was waiting for an hour before you arrived? It's the first one. I had been waiting for an hour when you arrived. The second statement is in the past continuous tense, and the first is in the past perfect continuous tense. What about this one? I had been waiting for an hour when you arrived, or I will have been waiting for an hour when you arrive. The first one again is the correct one. The second statement is in the future perfect continuous tense. Future perfect continuous tense brings us to the next topic, Next, which brings us to the next topic, future perfect continuous tense. They tell about actions that will happen up to a certain point in the future. The verbs used are will have been. We use will have been plus the main verb with the ing added. Some examples: by the end of the week, I will have been working at the school for a month. So the point is, by the end of the week, then they make the prediction. They make the statements, the future perfect progressive tense. By the end of the week, she will have been working at the school for a month. So both of these sentences are in the future perfect progressive tense. Will have been plus the main verb with the ing. So work becomes working and will have been is the auxiliary. So the future perfect continuous tense describes an action that will continue until a certain point. She will have been studying for 2 hours by the time the library closes for the day. So when asking a question, you can ask, how long will she have been studying when she leaves the library? She will have been studying for 2 hours by the time the library closes for the day. Another example, will he have been on vacation for 3 weeks when he returns to work? So will he have been, will have been. So when asking a question, the pronoun comes before the have been. So will he have been on vacation for 3 weeks when he returns to work? Will have been on vacation for 3 weeks when he returns to work. He will have been on vacation for 3 weeks when he returns to work. So the future perfect progressive tense describes an action or event that is the cause of another action or event that will happen in the future. I think she will be tired when she gets here because she will have been jogging for 2 hours. How long will they have been playing the drum by lunchtime? Or how long have they been playing the drum by lunchtime? Which one is in the future perfect progressive tense? It is the first sentence. How long will they have been playing the drum by lunchtime? Remember, future perfect tense will have been. There is no will have been in the second sentence. So which one is the right one? She will be living in Alaska. She will have been living in Alaska for a year in June, or she will be living in Alaska for a year in June. So these sentences mean different things. The correct one that it's in the future perfect progressive tense is the first one. She will have been living in Alaska for a year in June.